सः एव गच्छेन् मनसन्निन्द्रियश्च
यदि यास्यन् नृपपारमेस्त्यम्
यदि प्रयास्यन् नृपपारमेष्ठ्यम्
वैहायसानाम् उत यद्विहारम्
वैहायसानामुत यद्विहारम्
अष्टाधिपत्यम् गुणसन्निवाये
अष्टाधिपत्यम् गुणसन्निवाये
सहैव गच्छेन्मनसेन्द्रियैश्च
सः एव गच्छेन मनसेन्द्रियश्च
यदि प्रयासन् नृपपारमेष्ट्यम्
यदि प्रयास्यन् नृपपारमेष्ठ्यम्
वैहायसानाम् उत यद्विहारम्
वैहायसानामुत यद्विहारम्
अष्टाधिपत्यम् गुणसन्निवाये
अष्टाधिपत्यम् गुणसन्निवाये
सहैव गच्छेन्मनसेन्द्रियैश्च
सः एव गच्छेन मनसेन्द्रियश्च
यदि प्रयास्यान् नृपपरमेष्ठयाम्
यदि प्रयास्यन् नृपपारमेष्ठ्यम्
वैहायसानामुत यद्विहारम्
वैहायसानामुत यद्विहारम्
अष्टाधिपत्यम् गुणसन्निवाये
अष्टाधिपत्यम् गुणसन्निवाये
सहैव गच्छेन्मनसेन्द्रियैश्च
सः एव गच्छेन मनसेन्द्रियश्च
यदि प्रयास्यान् नृपपारमेष्ठ्याम्
यदि प्रयास्यन् नृपपारमेष्ठ्यम्
वैहासनां युत यद्विहारम्
वैहायसानामुत यद्विहारम्
अष्टाधिपत्यं गुणसन्निवाये
अष्टाधिपत्यम् गुणसन्निवाये
सहैव गच्छेन मनेन्द्रियश्च
सः एव गच्छेन मनसेन्द्रियश्च यदि प्रयास्यन् नृपपारमेष्ठ्यम्
यदि प्रयास्यान् नृपपारमेष्ठ्याम्
वैहायसानामुत यद्विहारम्
वैहायसानामुत यद्विहारम्
अष्टाधिपत्यम् गुणसन्निवाये
अष्टाधिपत्यम् गुणसन्निवाये
सः एव गच्छेन मनसेन्द्रियश्च
सहैव गच्छेन्मनसेन्द्रियैश्च
Translation and purport by Divine Grace by Charanarinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
जय
जय
Synonyms. Yati, however.
Yadi, however,
Prayasan, maintaining a desire.
Prayasyan,
Prayasam
maintaining a desire.
maintaining a desire.
Nripa, O king.
Nripa,
Nripa,
okay.
O king.
Parameshtyam, the governing planet of the material world.
Parameshan,
The
the governing planet of the
material
material world.
Vaihayasanam, of the beings known as the Vaihayasas.
Vaihayasanam, of the
known
being
as
known
Vayas.
as Vaihayasya.
Utha, it is said.
Uta, it is
It is said,
Yat, what is?
Yat,
yes,
what
what is
Viharam, place of enjoyment.
Viharam,
Vihara, place
enjoyment.
of enjoyment.
Ashta Adipatyam, lording it over with eightfold achievements.
Ashta Lord,
Adhipatyam, lording it over with eightfold achievements.
Guna Sannivaye, in the world of three modes of nature.
Guna
Guna
Sannivaya,
Nivaye, the
mode.
world of three modes of nature.
Saha, along with.
Saha,
Along with
Eva, certainly.
Eva,
Eva,
certainly.
Gachet, should go.
Gachet, should
Should
go.
go.
Manasa, accompanied by the mind.
Manasa,
Accompanied by the mind,
Indriyahi, and the senses.
Indriya,
Indriya, and the senses.
Cha, also.
Cha, also.
Translation, please repeat after me. However, O king,
However, O king,
In
if a yogi maintains a desire for improved material enjoyments,
if a
each
yogi
yogi
maintains
maintains a desire for improved material enjoyments,
like transference to the topmost planet Brahmaloka,
like
like
transference to the
transference to the topmost planet Brahmaloka,
or the achievement of the eightfold perfections,
or the
or
achievement
the
of the eightfold
achievements of the eightfold perfections,
travel in outer space with the Vaihayasas,
travel in outer
travel in
space with
outer space with the highest,
or a situation in one of the millions of planets,
or a
or a
situation in one of
situation
the
in one
millions of
of the millions of planets.
then he has to take away with him the materially modeled mind and senses.
then he
Then
has
he
to take
has
away
to
with
take
him the
away
materially
with
molded
him
mind and
really
senses.
molded mind and senses.
Purport.
Purport. In the upper status of the planetary systems, there are facilities thousands and thousands of times greater for material enjoyments than in the lower planetary systems. The topmost planetary system consists of planets like Brahmaloka and Dhruvaloka, the pole star, and all of them are situated beyond the inhabitants of those planets are empowered with eightfold achievements of mystic perfection. They do not have to learn and practice the mystic process of yoga perfection and achieve the power of becoming small like a particle, anima siddhi, or lighter than a soft feather, laghima siddhi. They do not have to get anything and everything from anywhere and everywhere, Prapti Siddhi, to become heavier than the heaviest, Mahima Siddhi, to act freely, even to create something wonderful or to annihilate anything at will, Ishtava Siddhi, to control all material elements, Vashitva Siddhi, to possess such power as will never be frustrated in any desire, Prakamya Siddhi, or to assure any shape or form one may even whimsically desire. Kama Vasayita Siddhi. All these expediencies are as common as natural gifts for the inhabitants of those higher planets. They do not require any mechanical help to travel in outer space, and they can move and travel at will from one planet to any other planet within no time. The inhabitants of
Hmm.
The inhabitants of the earth cannot move even to the nearest planet except by mechanical vehicles like spacecraft. But the highly talented inhabitants of such higher planets can do everything very easily. Since a materialist is generally inquisitive to experience what is actually in such planetary systems, he wants to see everything personally. An inquisitive person's tour all over the world to gain direct local experience. The less intelligent transcendentalist similarly desires to have some experience of those planets about which he has heard so many wonderful things. The yogi can, however, easily fulfill his desire by going there with the present materialistic mind and senses. The prime inclination of the materialistic mind is to lord it over the material world, and all the siddhis mentioned above are features of domination over the world. The devotees of the Lord are not ambitious to dominate a false and temporary phenomenon. On the contrary, a devotee wants to be dominated by the supreme predominator, the Lord, a desire to serve the Lord, the supreme. Dominator is spiritual or transcendental, and one has to attain this purification of the mind and the senses to get admission into the spiritual kingdom. With the materialistic mind, one can reach the best planet in the universe, but no one can enter into the kingdom of God. Senses are called spiritually purified when they are not involved in sense gratification. Senses require engagements and And when the senses are engaged totally in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, they have no chance to become contaminated by material infections.
हरि ओम तत्सत् ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिन् एते नामिने नमो आचार्यपदाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरकथाधामधाय नगरग्रामोद्धारिणे नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 हराय नाम कृष्ण यादवाय नमः हरे गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदनम् मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरि ओम् तत्सत्. So, very beautiful purport, Jai Srila Prabhupada. We are born into this world because we have desire to enjoy something. So Krishna provides us with a body which can be suitable for that enjoyment. And also, Krishna is very kind. He provides us also the object of the enjoyment which we desired. Also, Krishna is so kind that he wants to remind us of our highest possible potential, that of the spiritual nature and unconditional existence. So we have all along with these material enjoyments, various kinds of sufferings accompanied. So the material enjoyments, although they are temporarily real, it will come to an end. And then there is feeling of bereavement and regret, So now we are enjoying the Maya of Krishna's external potency in our ordinary life. And unless we realize the personality of Krishna himself, we should have personalization, actually, personal contact with Lord Krishna. So one of the most important aspects in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that, who says? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, he is mentioning, which is quoted in the purport by Srila Prabhupada. If one maintains within his heart the desire to enjoy the result of good work, or being embarrassed by the material world, or the desire to get out of the material, any kind of desire, okay, one will never be able to attain the transcendental mellows of the devotional service. Put in other words, one must not desire material profit at all when rendering devotional service. So, there are 64 angas of bhakti, there are 64 regulative principles, and even all the 64 regulative principles you may be following, but you have even a tinge of material attachment or enjoyment desire in the heart, you cannot attain pure devotional service, because pure devotional service is, sarva upadi vinirmuktam tat param. It is nirmalam. So sarva upadi, all kind of material without designation of material identity, which is a false ego. How one can have desire of material enjoyment? Not possible. So as long as we have the false ego, there is no chance of getting into the spiritual realm at all. What to speak of attaining pure and allied loving devotional service to Krishna. So even in Brahma Samhita it is said, Yastvindra Gopama Tavendra Mahosva Karma Bandhanurupa Pahalabhajanamatanoti कर्माणि निर्दहति किंतु च भक्ति बाझां गोविंदम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. So I adore the Primary Lord Govinda, who burns to the root all the fruitive activities of those imbued with devotion, for those who walk the path of no less for Indra, king of the demigods, than for the tiny insect, Indra Gopa. Indra to Indra Gopa, Tvam Indra Gopam. Indra to Indra Gopa. So, he imparts, ordains the due enjoyment of the fruits of activities in accordance with the chain of works previously performed. So, even the demigods are bound to the laws of karma, But a pure devotee of the Lord, he has completely given up the desire for material enjoyment. He successfully, the Lord burns to ashes all traces of karma for that person who is a devotee. This is very, very important. So, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati tells that unless one is engaged as a surrendered soul in the devotional service of the Lord, he cannot actually be considered nishkama or free from all personal desire. Because sometimes a materialistic person, he will engage in charity, altruistic activities. In this way, he will consider himself a selfless worker. Similarly, somebody who is in mental speculation with the ultimate goal of merging into the impersonal Brahman aspect of the Lord also, he will advertise themselves as being selfless or desireless. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami says that such karmis and jnanis, while busy in their so-called selflessness, they are in fact servants of their own lusty desire only. See, that is the, oh my God. So it's very, very important that if you want to really achieve pure, loving, devotional service, then you cannot have even a tinge of material attachment. But even you become a devotee, and if you desire something which is not favorable to your devotion service, what will happen? Don't worry, Krishna will not sanction that. That is where Krishna takes direct charge. When Maya takes charge to keep you here, Krishna takes charge to relieve you from here. This is the beauty of it. You become a devotee and you want to, you are desiring something, but that's not actually favorable for devotion service, then Krishna won't sanction it. That is where Krishna claims the right. He is my devotee. Why should I do him harm? Huh? Even though out of ignorance he is desiring. Hmm? So, if anyone is sincerely desiring Krishna, at the same time desiring material enjoyment, then Krishna, he won't allow him the material enjoyment. He will put him in such a circumstances that he will simply desire Krishna automatically. That's special mercy, special favor of Krishna, special favor, you know. Huh? So, this is very, very important to understand that one should become Krishna consciousness, whether you have devote desire or you don't have. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradi. Tivrena bhakti yogena. And that is what the answer to the Parishit Maharaj question in 3 different ways, Srila Sukadeva Goswami is answering. Very, very beautiful. So let's go to the next verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, verse 23. Yogeshwaranam gatimahurantar.
योगेश्वराणां गतिमाहुरन्तः
Bahistrilokya pavanantaratmanam.
Vahistrilokya pavanantaraatmanam.
Na karma vistam gatimapnuvanti.
न कर्म
Karma vistam vapnuvanti.
Vidya tapo yoga samadhi bhajam.
विद्या तपो योग
Vidya
समाधिभाजम्
tapo samadhi bhajam.
Yogeshwaranam gatimahurantar.
योगेश्वराणां
Yogeshwaram gatimahuranta.
Bahistrilokya bhavanantaratmanam.
Vahistrilokya
पवनान्तरात्मनाम्
pavanantaraatmanam.
Na karma vistam gatimapnuvanti.
न
न
कर्म
कर्मभिष्टां
गतिमाप्नुवन्ति
गतिमाप्नुवन्ति.
Vidya tapo yoga samadhi bhaja. Gaura.
विद्या तपो
विद्या
योग
समाधिभाजम्
समाधिभाजा.
Yogeshwaranam gatimahurantar.
योगेश्वराणां
योगेश्वरान् गतिमाहुरन्त.
Bahistrilokya pavanantaratmanam.
बाह्यस्त्रिलोक्या
बहिस्त्रिलोक्या
पवनान्तरात्मनाम्
पवनान्तरात्मनाम्.
Na karma vistam gatimapnoti.
न कर्मभिस्तां
न कर्मभिष्टां
गतिमाप्नुवन्ति
गतिमाप्नुवन्ति.
Vidya tapo yoga samadhi bhajam.
विद्या तपो
विद्या
योग समाधिभाजम्
योगसमाधिभाजाम्.
योगेश्वराणां गतिमाहुरन्तः
योगेश्वराणां
योगेश्वराणां गतिमाहुरन्त.
बाह्यस्त्रिलोक्या पवनान्तरात्मनाम्
बहिस्त्रिलोक्या पवनान्तरात्मानाम्.
न कर्मभिस्तां गतिमाप्नुवन्ति
न कर्मभिस्तां
न
गतिमाप्नुवन्ति
कर्मभिष्टां गतिमाप्नुवन्ति.
विद्या तपो योगसमाधिभाजम्
विद्या तपो योगसमाधि
विद्या तपो योगसमाधिभाजाम्.
योगेश्वराणां गतिमाहुरन्त
योगेश्वराणां गतिमाहुरन्त
बहिः त्रिलोक्या पवनान्तरात्मना
बहिर्त्रिलोक्या पवनान्त आत्माराम्
न कर्मभिस्तां गतिमाप्नुवन्ति
न कर्मभिस्तां गतिम् आप्नुवन्ति
विद्या तपो योगसमाधिभजाम्
विद्या तपो योग समाधि भाजाम् योगेश्वराणां गतिमाहुरन्त
योगेश्वराणां गतिमाहुरन्त
बहिर्त्रिलोक्या पवनान्तरात्मनाम्
बहिः त्रिलोक्या पवनान्तरात्मना
न कर्मभिस्तां गतिमाप्नुवन्ति
न कर्मभिस्तां गतिमाप्नुवन्ति
विद्या तपो योग समाधि भाजाम्
विद्या तपो योगसमाधिभजाम्
Synonyms: Yoga Ishwaranam of the great saints and devotees.
योग ईश्वराणाम of the great
Yoga Ishwaranam of the great saints and devotees.
Gatim, destination.
गतिम destination
Gatim
Ahu.
destination.
Who it is said.
आhu it is said
Ahu it is said.
Antaha, within.
antah within
Bahihi, without.
Anta within.
bahi without
Vahi without.
Trilokya of the three planetary system.
Trilokya of the three planetary systems
Trilokya of the three planetary systems.
Pavananta, within the air.
Pavananta within the air
Pavananta within the air.
Atmanam of the subtle body.
Atmanam of the subtle body
Atmanam of the subtle body.
No, never.
no never
Na never.
Karma be by fruitive activities.
karma
Karma bhi by fruit
it is
activity.
Tham, that.
tam
Tam that.
Gatim, speed.
gatim speed
Gatim speed.
Apnuvanti, achieve.
apnuvanti achieve
Apnavanti achieve.
Vidya, devotional service.
vidya devotional service
Vidya devotional service.
Tapa, austerities.
tapa
Tapa
austerity
austerities.
Yoga, mystic power.
yoga mystic power
Yoga mystic power.
Samadhi, knowledge.
samadhi knowledge
Samadhi knowledge.
Bhajam, of those who entertain.
bhajam of those who entertain
Bhajam of those who entertain.
Translation, please repeat after me. The transcendentalists are concerned with the spiritual body.
the transcendentalists are concerned
The
with the
transcendentalists are concerned with the spiritual body.
As such, by the strength of their devotional service, austerities, mystic power, and transcendental knowledge,
as such by the strength of their
As
devotional
such, by the strength of their devotional service, austerity, mystic power, and transcendental knowledge,
their movements are unrestricted within and beyond the material worlds.
their
Their
movements
movements are unrestricted
their
within and
movements
beyond the
are
material world.
restricted within and beyond the material worlds.
The fruity workers are the gross materialists.
The fruitive workers or gross
Fruitive workers
materialists
are the gross materialists.
Can never move in such an unrestricted manner.
can never
Can
move in
never
such an
move in
unrestricted
such
manner.
an unrestricted manner.
Wonderful information, purport.
The materialistic scientists endeavor to reach other planets by mechanical vehicles is only a futile attempt. One can, however, reach heavenly planets by virtuous activities, but one can never expect to go beyond Swarga or Janaloka by such mechanical or materialistic activities, either gross or subtle. The transcendentalists who have nothing to do with the gross material body can move anywhere within or beyond the material world. Within the material world, they move in the planetary systems of the Mahas, Janas, Tapas, and Satyaloka. And beyond the material world, they can move into the Vakuntas as unrestricted spacemen. Narada Muni is one of the examples of such spacemen, and Durvasha Muni is one of such mystics. By the strength of devotional service, austerity, mystic powers, and transcendental knowledge, everyone can move like Narada Muni or Durvasha Muni. It is said that Durvasha Muni travels throughout the entirety of material space and part of spiritual space within 1 year only. The speed of the transcendentalist can never be attained by the gross or subtle materialist.
Hari Om Tat Sat. So, this process of Krishna consciousness, this is the highest benediction for the human society because this Krishna consciousness is trying to bring the human being to the platform of spiritual body, transcending the gross and subtle material body. Unless otherwise you transcend the subtle body, there is no question of liberation. So the highest perfection is when you get out of or when you transcend the subtle body also. And human life is meant for coming out to that particular platform, the spiritual platform, transcending the gross material body, the concept of life and subtle body. That's possible. And it's also made easy, especially in this age of Kali. Just see. It is not very good time, simply disagreement, fighting, quarreling, misunderstanding. That is the age. Age full, Kali Yuga is full of that. All these are happening already. We are experiencing, we are undergoing the turmoils. Therefore, to come to the spiritual platform becomes very, very difficult in this age. Formerly, it was not so difficult. Earlier and all, people were very easily, they could be trained up by some Vedic process. But now the people are not interested. They're simply interested with the gross body. What to speak of subtle? Maybe a little more. Who is a little advanced, they reach up to only subtle body. But they don't have any information of the spiritual body at all. Although there is advancement of education, there is actually no education but about the spiritual body. They're simply concerned with the gross or subtle bodies. That's all. That is why our Krishna consciousness movement is very important movement for the human society. Those who have taken to this Krishna consciousness movement, they're very, very fortunate actually. This is very, very important point to understand because this is spiritual life. When we are not at all concerned with this body, material body, that is the beginning of our spiritual life. That is when the first Krishna teaches you are not the body. Always remember you are not this body. Always remember you are not this body. Always remember you are not this body. That's the beginning of spiritual life. And so long we are interested with the dead lump of matter without any information of the spirit soul within it, that is called material life. This is a difference between material and spiritual life. So, Aham Brahmasmi, Brahmabhuta Prasannatma. They get relief from the material conception of life. One who understands that I am spirit soul, I am not this body. To understand the absolute truth. Okay, because simply understanding Aham Brahmasmi, Brahmabhuta Prasannatma, that is not full understanding of the absolute truth. That's what they are third class in the third grade. And the second grade yogi, they will realize up to Paramatma, Vishnu, within the heart. But the first class are the bhakti yogis or bhaktas. They talk personally, just like Arjuna is talking. Arjuna, he's directly talking with Krishna. This is the result of bhakti. Actually talking. So, to establish ourselves in the pure Brahmabhuta spiritual platform, above the three modes, we should take to this Krishna consciousness. This is the gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chanting of the names of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Facilities. ISKCON is facilitating this process all over the world to give a chance to everyone to take association from the devotees and from the Lord and chant this holy name in this Kali Yuga. This method is called Bhakti Yoga or Mantra Yoga. So, this is and these are all employed by the very highest transcendentalists. Not ordinary person has introduced this. How the transcendentalists realize their identity beyond birth and death, beyond the material body, and transfer themselves from the material universe to the spiritual universe. So those are all the main, important aspect of this particular realization. Otherwise, how you will get eliminated at death? There are so many different transcendentalists we have been seeing. They are Hatha Yogis, Jnana Yogi, Dhyana Yogi, and then we have Bhakti Yogi. All of them are eligible to be transferred to the spiritual world, of course, because yoga means to link. Yoga system are meant to enable us to link with the transcendental world. So that is very important. And here, unless otherwise, you have transgressed or transcend the subtle form, there is no question of getting into spiritual realm. Let's see one more sloka. No, we don't have time. Okay, so any questions or comments or realization, please do share with us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you very much for the association. So we'll resume our class tomorrow morning, sharp at 8 o'clock. Till then, Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Vishnu Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. Nitai
Jai.
Gaur Nandi.